because we care for each other. Your presence says that no to hate, no to division, no to segregation of any kind. Your presence shows that you care for your neighbors, to our Somali neighbors, to our community members, to our doctors, to our nurses, to those who make a difference in this community, to those who stand together, to those who feed our children. Thank you so much for being here. We are really glad and happy that you're here. This is not about the Somali community. This is about each one of us, each one in this community, telling them that we all belong and we are here to stay as one community who are going to build this community together and make sure that St. Cloud is the best place that anyone can wish to live. Our mayor is here, our senators are here, elected officials are here, the local community members are here. We are really glad that you are here. God says in the Holy Quran, Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind, inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa untha, that we have created you from men and female. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا, and that we have made you into people and tribes so that you may know each other, not that you may hate each other, not that you may value each other over the other, that we have created you as equal people who belongs to everywhere they live. So welcome and thank you very much for showing that you care about your neighbors no matter what color they are, what tribes they are. Their background doesn't matter. What matters is that they are human. Look around you, the person next to you. They have very different background, very different place that they came from. But they're here today because they care about the person who's sitting next to them. So thank you so much. I'll call Faiza as my first person.
Thank you. I'm actually singing America the Beautiful. This song, it talks about brotherhood, it talks about the vibrancy of this country, and I love this nation, and I'm honored to sing this today. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on me and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Faiza. We really appreciate it. America is a beautiful place for all of us to love and care for. So thank you so much. My name again is Hassan Yusuf, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome our Senator, Eric Putnam. He represents all of us, and he is to speak for all of us. So thank you so much. Welcome, Senator Eric Putnam, our elected official. Thank you for your presence.
Thanks, my friend, and thanks everybody for being here. Just take a second and look around this room. There are a lot of people in here. A lot of people who care, a lot of people who showed up. As Hassan mentioned, your presence itself is a message, but so is how we present ourselves together. And to me, there is no space in Minnesota right now more American than this room right now. That is our responsibility and our task, to live up to the dream of America. And America is not defined by where you come from. It's not defined by how much money you make or how you look. America is more than its political boundaries, and citizenship is an awful lot more than a piece of paper. To be an American citizen is to come together with confident optimism, to know that differences cannot get in the way of better, and that differences are actually constitutive. They are part of why we are as strong as we are. Not something to get past, not something to look beyond, not something to move beyond, but they are who we are. We are our differences, and our differences are our strengths. We don't need to pretend that they don't exist. We can't move beyond difference. Difference is what makes us powerful. Difference is what is in this room. And difference is what makes us American. We come together as Americans not to be the same. Democracy doesn't get rid of difference, it just manages it a little bit. Supposed to manage it a little bit. And that's important because our government was founded not on getting rid of tension, but keeping it. Our government, our American project, is about tension, is about difference, is about us not getting along all the time. If we all agreed about everything, we wouldn't need to vote. But we do. We need to vote. We do. But my point is that so often when we talk about our political discourse, we talk about getting past differences. That's not the point. The point is to live in them and still get along with your neighbor. That's the key. It's not to pretend we're all the same or to wrap yourself in a flag and say that everyone else has to wear the exact same flag as you do. Because that's not how this works. Being an American is about that commitment to optimism, but it's an optimism that we know we can be confident in because we are going in the direction we are going together. That is the key to America, is that we've got each other's backs, that we see difficulty and conflict and challenges before us, and we know that we will rise up to them and we will solve them when we do so together. And that's what all of you in this room are doing right now. There's no great policy proposal. There's no thing we're figuring out right now. We're just hanging out in a room together, hoping, thinking about how things could be better if we just loved each other a little bit more. That is a beautiful thing and a beautiful moment, and that's why I said this is the most American space in all of Minnesota right now. This moment, you people in this room with your hopes and your commitment and your care. We don't have to agree, we're not supposed to agree, but we damn sure better care. Because that's what makes us Americans, that's what gives us hope, and that's why we're here together. And I could not be more proud of this community than I am right now. You all should be incredibly proud of yourselves for being here, for caring, for standing up, and for knowing in your heart that we can be better with a little bit more love. That's what you're doing right here, right now. Let's keep it going. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, Senator. We really appreciate your presence and your message of love and care for each other, and we should do that more often. Call Bob Johnson our newest commissioner. Thank you so much, and we're really glad that you all voted for him, and he can make a great difference in our community. And thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the surprise. I'm here because I think we were designed and deigned to be a community, all of us. I said I'm here because I believe that we were designed and deigned to be a community, to be one people, with lots of differences, as our senator described. We have an opportunity here in the face of difficulty to really commit to one another and to, as Eric described, work together. The county government is pretty basic stuff. It's all essential to our lives. But we need to remember why we're doing it. We're doing it for us, for our children, for our grandchildren. We're trying to create the world that is supposed to be. And I think there isn't one person anywhere who doesn't have some beauty, some talent, something they can't contribute. And what we need to do is help one another draw that out of each other and put it to good work. And thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you asking me to come up here. Again, surprise.
You do look like Terror Club. Thank you so much. Pope, thank you so much. We didn't mean it to be a surprise. And we wanted every level of government in our environment, in our city to speak. And eventually, before we scheduled for Terror, but she was not here. So thank you so much. We appreciate your presence, not only the commissioner, but all of you. So thank you so much. And now I'm going to call also our new council member, Dr. Huda Ibrahim. Dr. Huda Ibrahim is a special person. She came to this city long time ago, and she started from a very low level, education-wisely up to now. She's a PhD holder. She wrote some books, Snow from Somalia to Snow. So if you don't know Snow, you contact her.
Thank you, Hassan. I'm a proud St. Cloudian. And as my family would say, Huda, you went to the College of St. Benedict, you went to the University of Notre Dame, and now you just graduated from St. Mary's of University of Minnesota. The Catholics couldn't convert you. So if you are afraid of us, our parents are also afraid of you, just so you know. I read a book, and that book, I'm a good reader, so I read a book, and that book is called Power, Privilege, and Differences. And in it, I believe it's in chapter 3, it says, if you want to end racism, you should end sexism, patriarchy, ageism, and all of the isms, because the system that creates one also created the other. You got it? I stand before you today to express my strong opposition to any action that singles out refugees, immigrants, the LGBTQ plus community, people with disabilities, and all of you. Any group within our community, and such actions contradicts our core values and divert our attention from the essential work of strengthening our community here in St. Cloud, in central Minnesota, and also Minnesota in general. We cannot afford to waste time on measures that divides us. Instead, let us focus on building trust and advancing our community or our city together. Minnesota deserves real solutions that enhance for Minnesotans their quality of life. And we need leaders that unites us rather than rhetoric that targets or blames an entire communities. I remember when the Latinos or the Hispanic community were targeted, some of us Somalis were afraid to speak up. We were hiding in our homes. Not anymore. St. Cloud has always been a beacon of hope, welcoming those who seek to work and build a better life here in St. Cloud. This spirit of inclusivity is what makes our community, the St. Cloud community, resilient and strong. It is our responsibility to ensure that every resident has the opportunity to succeed, which means investing in our public safety, infrastructure, our health care, getting more jobs into St. Cloud, and also stability for every family who calls St. Cloud or central Minnesota home. I pledge to stand with those who believe in fairness and shared responsibility. I stand with those who envision a community where our neighbors uplift one another and move forward together as one community. That's how we grow and how we remain true to our identity. Thank you, St. Cloud, and I love you all.
Thank you, Dr. Huda. We appreciate your presence and the message of love and unity that you inform us. Thank you so much. Continuing with our program, we'll try to be quick so that the community can mingle and know each other's background and talk to each other. So I'm going to call Dr. Johnson Harris from the district. And while he's coming, I want to take this opportunity to thank our police chief, who is here with us as a community member and as our police chief. So thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Harris, the Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Education. First, thank you for having us here from a school system. Superintendent couldn't make it. She apologizes. She sent our team. When I was asked, I was like, I want to bring all our folks that are here up and talk about how diversity makes this community rich, right? And when you look at this room, that's a combination of this. And specifically, we service our Somali students and families. And one of the things about that is we're here to support our students and our families specifically. And one of the ways is creating that sense of belonging. Not only belonging, but how do we help our students and our families thrive within our community? And so I wanted to bring the folks here, and I'll let them introduce themselves quickly so you know it's not just the superintendent, it's the school board and our folks here and our stakeholders. So I'll start here from the chair and let you just, and then just.
Hi, thank you for joining us. My name is Shannon Haas, and I'm on the school board.
Hi, I'm Natalie Copeland. I'm also on the school board, and I just want to say that when our president made disparaging remarks about my neighbors and about the students that my kids go to school with at Apollo, at North, at all our schools, I take that personally. Because you know what's personal to me is each and every one of you in this room. What's personal to me is our students. And raise your hand if you're willing to help the 1 in 10 students that are homeless in this community. Raise your hand if you're willing to help the 70% of our students that are food insecure. That's right. This is who we are as students that my kids so I welcome you here today, and I welcome anyone to come to our community all our schools, and see how beautiful I take it really that personally. My kids go to school because you know what's personal to me is each and every one of you in this room. More prepared what's personal to me. So thank you for being here today. And raise your hand if you're willing to help the 1 in 10 students that are homeless in this
Zach
community.
Dorhol with the school board.
Raise your hand if you're willing to help the 70% of our students that are food insecure.
Together and rise above
That's right.
the noise.
This is who we are as students that
ridiculousness that continues to be thrown at our community and to our friends. We're above that. We are better than that. And this is proof here. And thank you for coming here to support everyone. And I'm glad we have an amazing school district that does prioritize belonging. Because that's what works. We're all connected here, right? And we're going to prioritize that moving forward too.
Thank you. My name is Ahmed Abdi. I'm equity supervisor for the school district. As equity, I have to fight against the injustice. So I will keep fighting, and this increases and widens my fight against any, disparity that comes to any community. So this has happened in the past, and it's happening now to the Somalis. But in history, U.S. had this history in the past. So it's all about humanity. We have to fight against it together. And I thank everyone who came here today to support Somali community and other immigrants who are also feeling the same feeling Somalis are feeling right now. Thanks.
Nope, I'll hand it back over to you. I wanted our whole team to talk.
Thank you, Doctor. Really, thank you. Thank you so much. The Somali community has many professionals. For example, when I was a teacher at Tech High School, I had students of all colors, all backgrounds. So we are contributing to this community in many different ways. We cannot be defined by few people who make mistakes, just like any other community cannot be defined by few people who make mistakes. So we need to understand that. And thank you so much, the school board, the school cabinets for coming here to show their support to the community that they serve all the time. So thank you so much. Now I'm going to call a young man, a tall guy that you all know, Abdi Daisane. Many of you have known him. Some people call him handsome. I disagree.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful. How you all doing? I have a prepared remarks, so I'll try to be. I didn't want it to get emotions and speak all day, so I prepared my remarks. I hope you go with me. Good afternoon. My name is Abdi Daisane. That's D-A-I-S-A-N-E. I stand here today as a proud Somali American, as a father, an employer, and as someone, a candidate who has stepped forward to serve this community in the Minnesota House. We gather here today because our community is under attack. Not only Somali Minnesotans, but the very idea of who belongs in this country. For nearly a decade, President Trump has singled out Somali Americans more than almost any other communities. From his 2016 campaign to now, he has used our community as a political target again and again, at the rallies, in the television, and on social media. He has questioned our loyalty to Americans. He has encouraged crowds to chant, "Send her back," about a Somali American member of United States Congress. In recent weeks, he has escalated that rhetoric to the next level, calling our community garbage, spreading baseless claims of terrorism link, and threatening that Somalis should be deported back to where they came from. In his words, he does not want us here. But these are more than words. His administration have acted on them. They banned Somali refugees, cutting arrivals by more than 90%. Shutting the doors on families fleeing war, famine, and political violence. Just this week, ICE deployed hundreds of agents, many in unmarked vehicles, across the Twin Cities and greater Minnesota, creating fear in Somali Americans' neighborhoods and traumatizing families who have committed no crimes. They attempted to eliminate TPS, temporary protected status, a move that would have forced long-term Somali residents, many of whom who have lived here for decades, back into danger. They directed federal agencies to treat Somali Americans as security threats, embedding suspicion into a system that should protect, not profile. And they promoted a narrative that paints an entire community as criminals, despite no evidence, violating the basic American principle of individual responsibility. These were deliberate political choices, choices meant to divide Minnesotans and turn us against one another. Minnesotans know something simple and true. If you harm one neighbor, you put every neighbor at risk. If you dehumanize one group of community, you fracture the whole community. And if you attack Somali Minnesotans, you're attacking all Minnesotans, period. Let me be clear. We are not guests here. We are not passing through. And most importantly, we are not on trial. We are workers, parents, students, business owners, nurses, teachers, and neighbors. We contribute, we belong, and we are not going anywhere. Let me say that again. We contribute, we belong, and we are not going anywhere. Now, I want to end with a quote from Thomas Jefferson. I know, quoting the Founding Fathers is risky these days. But they didn't have Twitter, right? They didn't have Somali neighbors, and they definitely did not have to deal with the kind of politics we are dealing today. But somehow, Jefferson still got one thing exactly right. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance, he said. And here we are, generations later, proving him right. Because protecting democracy takes vigilance. Protecting truth takes vigilance. And protecting one another as a community from fear, division, scapegoating takes vigilance. Today, we are honoring that American ideal, the best we know possible, by showing up, standing together, and refusing to let anyone define who belongs in America. Thank you.
That was a nice speech, and really a true speech. If you look at that speech, the reality is that there are some of your neighbors who are afraid to go shopping. There are some of your neighbors who are afraid to send their children to the school. There are some of your neighbors who are afraid to go to the shopping mall or to go to the mosque or to go to the church. And that are your neighbors. What are you doing about it? Have you gone to one of your neighbors and asked them, what is your situation? Have you eaten? Do you want me to go and help you shopping and protect you while you go shopping? That is what you need to do. This is not just a talk. It is a reality for some people in which they are hiding and afraid to go outside. With that note, I want to call a person who has real experience about this issue, who has faced atrocities before, and who knows what they are talking about. My sister, Sarah Hassan. She's not my daughter. Hassan is, well, she helps feed children who are mostly Somalis. And in discreet, she puts food into their bags for them to eat on the weekend. Can you support a cause like that? Thank you.
Let me tell you a brief American story. The story is of my grandparents, who, like several generations before them, were living in a good, safe life in the old country. Before the war, my grandfather had a wife and 2 small children, and a secure job, a nice house. On weekends, they would gather with his large extended family of his loving parents, 5 brothers, 2 sisters, in-laws, nephews, nieces, and cousins. When the war started, things happened so quickly. There wasn't time to leave. They weren't even sure who the target was until the soldiers came up and removed them from their home. For the following years, my grandfather would witness his wife and young children, his sisters and brothers, his loving parents, starved, beaten, brutally murdered, right in front of him. My grandmother was going through the same thing, beaten and starved. Her family murdered. On the day that she was rescued by American soldiers, she weighed 86 pounds and could barely stand up. 86 pounds. That's about how much my 8-year-old weighs. She was an adult in her late 20s. My grandmother and grandfather would later meet in an American Red Cross refugee camp where they married and had a son, my father. Seeking safety and opportunity, they were thrilled to come to the United States as refugees. Here in the U.S., the three of them settled into a small room rented in a tenement building. They shared a single bathroom and a kitchen that was in the hallway with many other families. And my grandfather found work at the meatpacking facility where he worked 16 to 19 hours each day. Eventually, he worked his way up. And many years later, when I was a young child, he owned that meatpacking facility. When I was a child, my grandfather told me that one of the happiest days of his life was the day that he made enough money to pay taxes. If you can see me telling this story right now, you probably guessed that I'm not Somali. Indeed, I'm not. I'm a Jewish American. But my American story echoes that of my Somali brothers and sisters and many Americans who came here one day to pay taxes too. My grandparents and father loved this country with all their being, but it didn't always treat them well. And they were aware that America is still a work in progress. My grandmother told me about how she would walk down the street and be yelled at in New York when she was just going to the grocery store by random people she didn't know to go back to where she came from. On the bus, a woman once spit on her and my father, just a young child. They spent their whole life being treated differently because they had accents. When I was a child, my grandparents, parents, Jewish teachers, camp counselors used to tell me that when I'm outside of Jewish spaces, I should be on my best behavior. That when I'm out in public, if I like it or not, I represent not just myself, but my entire Jewish community. If a non-Jew saw me and my friends acting inappropriate, they may think poorly of all Jews. Imagine being a young child and feeling responsible for someone else's anti-Semitism. That's a big burden to hold, and that's one that I know our Somali children now hold too. It's unfair, but it persists. Nearly all marginalized minorities know this, especially new Americans. We must stop painting people with broad brushes. 8 years ago, in response to a community need, I founded a nonprofit here in St. Cloud to help address food insecurity in our schools. The very first board member was a Somali American man. Since then, we've had countless volunteers and partners from the Somali community who have made this project truly possible. We have fed thousands of kids struggling with food insecurity, kids of all backgrounds. Last year, when the Feeding Our Future scandal broke, people became weary of our nonprofit too. Even though we're a completely different type of organization and have never received any government funding. Our 990 tax forms, they're public information, prepared by an outside agency. We're transparent. We are volunteer-run and no one person profits from feeding area children together. Still, one of our board members approached me and suggested he step down from the board. As a Somali man, he was afraid that people would lose trust in our organization because their own prejudices of Somali Americans. I refused his resignation and asked him to stay and show our community that those fraudsters are not representative of Somali Americans. We are better together. We have some more work to do. To create a society in which people are free to work, hard, succeed, pay taxes, care for others, and live without the burden of bigotry and hate. Our Somali neighbors deserve this just as we do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That is really a touching story. I'm gonna call Bashir, Abdelkader Bashir. He's the executive director of Cairo, an organization that is helping refugees assimilate, learn, educated, become part of the community. So we appreciate what you do, so welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Thank you so much to everyone, in particular to the people that has volunteered to put this together, to organize our beloved communities. Thank you so much. Thank you to our media, all of you that are here to cover this. I will start by saying we're not here tonight because we are afraid. We're here because we refuse to be silent. We're not here to prove our humanity. We're here to protect our dignity. And most importantly, we're not here because we are weak. We're here because we are strong and united. To our President Donald Trump and those that are listening in Washington, D.C., your words do not define us. They just expose your hate and bigotry. History has seen the likes of you before, those that have tried to shame our Irish communities, those who tried to exclude the Chinese, those who tried to deport Jews fleeing genocide, those who put Japanese Americans in camps, those who said Italians would ruin this country, and those who said Catholics would never be loyal. America rejected those voices then. Mr. President, we will reject yours today. What keeps you and your base up at night, Mr. Trump, is not our presence. It is our progress as a community. In less than 30 years, in one generation, we have a lioness in the Congress, Ilhan Omar. We have state senators and state representatives across America. We have city mayors and council members across America. We have school board members, CEOs, and founders. And yes, we have nationally recognized community advocates. Communities take a century to build that legacy. It took us a generation. That's why you are after us. Your fear, Mr. Trump, is not of us failing. It is of us succeeding. Your problem is not that we are newcomers. It is that we are leaders of this country. To those who question our Americanness, I will tell you we are as American as anyone who ever thought and believed in the idea of America. We know the Constitution. We respect the law. We serve this nation. We pay our taxes, and yes, we vote our values. We are part and parcel of the people in the Constitution, Mr. President. We are Americans by right. We are Minnesotans by choice. And we are Somali by heritage, all in one, Mr. President. To our allies that are here and beyond, Minnesotans of every race, faith, and origin, thank you for standing with us. Our story, like Abdi said, is not a Somali story. It is a Minnesota story. It is an American story. And when one of us is attacked, all of us rise. Together, here is our message to your hate, Mr. President. You cannot defeat people who have already survived wars. We will outlast your trash talk. We were refugees, but we refuse to be victims. We lost everything at once. We will not lose ourselves again. We know who we are, people of resilience, people of faith, people of hope. To the Somali children, youth, and communities, raise your heads high, my friends. Look hatred in the eye and answer with excellence, with leadership, with achievement like you do. We are Somali Americans, unshakable, unbreakable. Our existence is our resistance. Our success is our response, and our unity is our power. We are going nowhere. Thank you. Thank you again, everyone, to all of you for the love that you show, for the solidarity, for standing tall with this community. It takes all of us. It takes all of us to show up against bigotry and hatred. Thank you for standing on the right side of history. Go St. Cloud. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abdulqadir. Thank you so much. The reality is that we all came to this country at one particular time, and we are going to be neighbors to each other. And without coming together, without standing up for each other, then hate will win, and we'll all suffer together. We do not want that. Your silence should not be the course that brings St. Cloud down. Thank you so much. Let me call Amy, my great friend Amy Trobley. Amy has worked in the community for a long time. She almost became a Somali.
Oh my gosh, it's funny you say that. Actually, Daisani once told me I'm more Somali than some Somali people, and so I took that as a huge compliment. Thank you. And yes, I have been here for a long time. You know, I was born and raised right here in central Minnesota. I remember this library when it used to be down there, and it was great. And this library is amazing too. And first of all, I just want to say thank you to each of you for choosing to show up today. You're here because you care about this community. You're here and you care about central Minnesota. You care about our friends. You care about our families. And you care about our neighbors. No one forced you to be here. You chose to be here. And that's what I know and have always known central Minnesota and St. Cloud to be. So thank you for taking the time to be here. This is my St. Cloud. So thank you. I'll start with a quote as well. This is by John Powell. He wrote The Power of Bridging. Bridging doesn't require that we always agree or that we abandon our beliefs, but that we recognize the person's humanity, engage in empathetic listening, and offer the dignity of belonging even when we differ. So I work at an organization called Initiative Foundation, and our mission is to empower people throughout central Minnesota to build a thriving economy, vibrant communities, and a lasting culture of generosity. And we know that our Somali and New American neighbors as kind, hardworking, resilient, and joyful. And one that's committed to the same things that all of us as Americans want. Healthy families, good jobs, safety, neighborhoods, and real opportunities for the next generation. These dreams are our dreams. These concerns are our concerns. We know that our Somali community is a strong part of central Minnesota, and we will continue to stand by all of you and work with and alongside all of you. We will keep delivering the supports, the resources, the partnerships that we've provided for years in this community through our small businesses, our nonprofits, and our shared community work. In fact, my boss, Brian Verding, President and CEO, right now is having conversations to try and secure resources for this specific community on this specific issue. So he apologizes for not being here, but he's not here because he's working for you about why we are here. So we are your partners, your allies, and your supporters, not just in this moment of need, but always. So together we will keep building strong, vibrant communities, united central Minnesota. Thank you again for showing up, for caring, for listening, and making central Minnesota greater.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amy, for all of the services that you do for the community. We appreciate you. I want to call Mahmoud. Mahmoud is a well-known figure in St. Cloud. He has been here with us for a long time, and he is one of the first people actually to come to St. Cloud around 2000, right? Yes, so thank you. 1999. Many of you are not even here. Yes, thank you.
Salaamu alaikum. Peace upon you. As Hassan said, my name is Mahmoud Mohammed. I was prepared to say too many things today, but my friends said all I want to say, or most of them. I wanna minimize what I was planning to say today. First of all, I want to speak about the deep concerns and deep hope. In recent years, we have witnessed some lawmakers, elected officials, to the highest authority to our country, use demeaning and dehumanizing language against weakest members of our society. Some legislators have even begun using R word. You know R word. The insult to the disabled people of our society. Not only refugees. Not only refugees. We are on same boat. They started, those legislators, they started doing bad rhetorics against the weakest link, like Somalis, Venezuelans, Iraqis, Afghanistanians, and many other weak nations destroyed by proxy wars. But their agenda was bigger than that. Their agenda was to start dividing us. Number one, they started from these weaker minorities in our community. Then they move it or increase it, their hate to reach to disabled people in this country. That is scary. If you look or read pre-Second World War history, you will find Nazis were targeting the weakest people, dividing the German community into smaller pieces and killing those they want to kill, and thinking of creating super race. That is what they are doing today. And it will hit this country soon if we don't stop them.
Thank you, Mahmoud Mohammed. The important thing is that we all are one family. And without caring for each other, without being there for each other, listen to what Sarah was saying, my sister. Try to comprehend that information of how lucky her grandparents were. If you have not gone through something like that, you will not understand. So it is by listening to others. So in the near future, we are going to put Somali people in the library, and then you can borrow them. And then you can talk to them and ask them anything you want. So we are going to do that. In the meantime, I want to call Pastor James, and you better listen to what Jesus said when he speaks. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you. Good afternoon. This is America. This is the land of the free. But it's the home of the brave. What does it require to participate and exist in the land of the free? You have to be brave. We are in a point in time that is not new to this country. It is not new to the people of this country. And now to the new people of this country, it's not new to you. This is America. And unlike any other place, we suffer in the tension of the wound together. We are here now together. And the lining that everybody is looking for in the midst of this moment and in the middle of this time is that this will make us family. For the word says, we are made brothers and sisters of adversity. And this is adversity. Nobody is going to stop and ask who wants to go out and harass Somalian individuals whether or not I'm from Somalia. No one is going to take the time to figure out if the dialect that I am using is from a place that they can recognize. They're not going to care where my mother, my father is from. They're not going to care about any of that. And to be honest, if they ask, I'm going to tell them the truth. I'm from Africa. Deal with it. I wish I could tell you that it's going to get better from here. To my Somalian brothers and sisters, to my Hispanic brothers and sisters, it's not yet. Back in the 60s and the 50s, harassment was at its height. And it was at its height not because of a color, but more so of an economic situation where it seemed as if one group that believed themselves to have been established was losing out to those who were new on the scene. That is no different than what it is now. What you must do in this moment in time is not lose your identity. Do not lose where you have come from and why you came from there. Now is not the time to question whether or not you should give up what you are. Now is the time to stand up for what you are. There isn't anything you're going to say, there isn't anything that you can do that is going to alter the way that some people feel about you. There isn't a move that you can make. There isn't a place that you can go. There isn't any changes that you can make that is going to change the way they feel. So decide today to be you. Don't worry about trying to be the best of what they think you need to be. Don't worry about whether you need to articulate better, speak English better, move to a different side of town, drive a certain kind of way, or act a certain kind of person because that you think will keep you safe. It shall not. So be you. Your identity is what makes this America. I've been black all my life. Doesn't mean I didn't question it at times. Doesn't mean that I wasn't worried about it. Doesn't mean that I didn't try and see if there was something that I could do in order to make people feel better about me. I've been in St. Cloud for 30 years. And it is my home. So when they talk about you, don't let them run you off from your home, because they will talk about you. When they say bad things about you, when they sneer, when they look at you funny in the shopping mart, when they turn the other way, or from a distance feel as if they have to remind you that you are not like them. Smile. Thank them. Be confident in who you are. We find ourselves at a place in a position where we can prove a couple of things out right now. Okay? I love St. Cloud because of several things, but I'm going to tell you one. We are big enough to make a difference, and we're small enough to make it happen. In this room, you have seen state, county, local, community, and more in one meeting at one time. And when you walk out of this room, your family will have grown in measures that you will have not known before this time. So take this opportunity to establish relationships with people you didn't know when you came in here with, and be proud of the moment that we are going to all enjoy, that we're all going to celebrate. 7 years ago, me and the guy who's the highest ranking law enforcement officer in our city sat in a room with Muhammad and several other leaders and crafted an agreement that established a relationship that gives us an idea of how to handle these situations and circumstances. We did not see this then, but we know it now. And we did it for moments just like this so that we would have not just a piece of paper and a plan, but we would have relationships that would stand the test of time. Do not walk away from this moment. Do not cower in the midst of a threat. Fear is a thing, but faith is greater. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. See what is not here when you see the other stuff going on, and remember that we are better together.
Thank you so much. Our mayor is going to speak last, so please wait for the mayor. Otherwise, your taxes will be raised. But just 1 minute. But we have two speakers who will be very short. Will say very few things. Farhia is a social worker. She is also Somali. And we know she is not a garbage. So, Farhia, welcome.
Thank you. Wow, there's so many people. Good evening. My name is Farhia Iman. I am a social worker and a behavioral health professional. I've lived in Minnesota for more than half of my life, and all those years have been in St. Cloud. St. Cloud is my home. It's where my husband and I are raising 3 of our beautiful children. It's the community that has shaped who I am today. Thank you for giving me this moment to share something that has been weighing heavily on us. Over the past few weeks, many of us in the Somali community have felt a painful and overwhelming wave of negative rhetoric in the media. It has been exhausting to see our community constantly targeted, judged, and misrepresented, especially when some of the rhetoric is coming directly from national leaders. For many of us, hearing our community spoken about with such hostility again and again is not just frustrating, it takes a real toll on our mental health. As a Somali Minnesotan, I have watched friends, parents, young people struggle with anxiety and fear and uncertainty because of this constant bombardment of negative stories. It is draining to feel like you always have to defend who you are. It's painful to wonder how your neighbors see you because of what they heard on the news. And it's heartbreaking to watch our youth question their place in the state that we've been part of for decades, all because of narrative that does not reflect our truth. Minnesota is home to one of the largest Somali community in the nation. We are parents raising our children with hope, students working towards their dreams, small business owners building opportunities, and community members contributing to every single day. We are educators, healthcare workers, drivers, volunteers, and people who care deeply about the communities we live in. But instead of highlighting our contribution, too much of the recent media coverage chooses negativity. It focuses on the worst, ignores the best, and leaves out the humanity in between. With harmful rhetoric, it is repeated over and over again, especially from national leaders. It doesn't just shape public opinion, it shapes how safe we feel and how confident we are in our identity and how hopeful we remain about our future. Tonight, I want to say something clearly. Somalis are not caricatures or headlines being pushed out. We are resilient, we are hardworking, we are proud. Our stories is one of perseverance, rebuilding, and contributing with strength and dignity. Our existence is not a threat, it is a blessing to Minnesota. As neighbors and community members, we all have the responsibility to push back against harmful narrative, to uplift the truth, to choose compassion over assumption, to recognize our shared humanity, and to protect our mental well-being of communities who have already endured so much. To my Somali brothers and sisters, I see you, I am proud of you, no matter what the media or other leaders say, we know who we are, and no one is going to tear us down. And we will continue to stand together strong. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before I call the mayor, I'm going to call Omar Podi. Omar Podi is a fixture in St. Cloud. Many people have seen him, know him, and he's just going to say us a short remarks. Sheikh Omar,
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Good afternoon. We are not only going to say what we wanted, but also we want to say what we feel about. We call and bring all these people together today to show our emotion. We are under attack. Donald Trump attacked us. My friend Hassan says, please don't take your all words this afternoon, but I want to tell you that I'm here today to deny what President Donald Trump says about my community. He said, you are garbage. We want you to stand with us today in order to stand with you tomorrow. Thank you so much and have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Omar. Thank you so much, Omar. Finally, we are going to call our mayor to say a few words, and then we are going to do a press conference so that we can put this one in the media. So welcome, Mayor Jacob.
Well, good evening, good afternoon. Measure these so you can hear me, right? All right. It's great to be here today, unfortunately, under these circumstances when a community is under attack. Let me first start off by saying and stating the obvious, and I think we can all agree. Fraud is wrong. Fraud takes from the people that need it the most. And regardless of who you are, we cannot tolerate people committing fraud in our community, in our state, and in our country. And it doesn't matter if you're here or in the White House. I'm always reluctant to speak on any national issues, regardless of whatever it is, because I try to stay focused on local things. But I think when we're looking at individual attacks on communities, it's important. It's important to defend people. It's important to ensure that people feel safe in our community, are welcome in our community, and participate in our community, as well as contribute to our community. And that's what so many of my Somali friends here do. And so it's great to see so many elected officials. It's great to see all of you here today. All right. Today we stand with our Somali American neighbors, not in fear, but in unity. In an age when divisive rhetoric can often target and misrepresent an entire community, St. Cloud chooses another path. Truthfulness, dignity, and mutual support amongst ourselves. Somali and Minnesotans do not pose any threats to Minnesota. Rather, they play an essential part of making us what and who we are. From business owners, teachers, physicians, to civic leaders. These individuals care deeply about our city. Whoever attempts to distort this reality should hear this statement clearly. St. Cloud recognizes its Somali population, and so does our state. As your mayor and as one of your neighbors, I wish to reaffirm our commitments today. Hate has no place here. Let me repeat that. And this is true towards anyone in our community. It doesn't matter who you are, where you came from. White, black, Somali. You could come from Mars, although that'd probably be a little more questionable.
Warmer.
Probably is warmer. No community will be used as a political scapegoat. Every resident will enjoy dignity and safety without exception. Let this moment serve as an announcement beyond St. Cloud. When hatred seeks to divide us, we come together. When fear threatens one community, all communities rise up as one to speak up. And when someone targets our neighbors, we stand firm as one united front against any attempts by individuals or groups who wish to hurt us or silence our voices. Thank you, and may St. Cloud continue its path forward with courage and compassion, united as one.